When the world speaks of Diana, they do not simply recall a princess, they recall a force of nature, a woman who carried a kingdom's expectations and yet broke free from its gilded cage with nothing more than kindness, honesty, and a smile that disarmed the coldest rooms. Diana was not just a figure of royalty, she became a figure of humanity. Her light burned so bright that even decades after her passing, her presence still lingers, in the memories of millions and in the faces of the new generation. The fairy tale of Diana and Charles began with glittering hope, but behind palace walls, shadows crept. Charles's lifelong connection with Camilla Parker Bowles was never severed, even after vows were exchanged in front of the world. What began as whispers of rivalry soon erupted into front-page storms. Diana herself admitted it. There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded. With that single sentence, she shattered the illusion of royal perfection. The public saw her not as a distant queen-to-be, but as a woman betrayed, yet still standing with grace. The rivalry between Diana and Camilla was more than personal. It symbolized 2 visions of monarchy: tradition, secrecy, and silence on one side, truth, vulnerability, and connection on the other. Diana refused to be only a jewel in the crown. She carved her own destiny. She touched those the monarchy had overlooked: the sick, the poor, the forgotten. She reached down to hug children when others would only wave. She walked through minefields when others would only speak of peace. It was this warmth, so simple yet so radical, that turned her into the people's princess. In her laughter, in her tears, the world saw someone real, someone imperfect yet radiant because of those imperfections. And in this, Diana built her own power, not of armies or crowns, but of compassion, a power that threatened the old order and yet made her immortal in the eyes of her people. But fate is cruel. On August 31st, 1997, the world awoke to the unthinkable. Diana, gone in a sudden crash in a Paris tunnel. The shock was not confined to Britain. It was universal. Rivers of flowers drowned the palace gates. Strangers wept together as if they had lost a sister, a daughter, a friend, for in a sense they had. Diana had offered her soul to the world, and when she was taken, the world felt the void. Her funeral, watched by billions, was not just a farewell of a princess, it was the farewell of an era, the end of innocence, and the beginning of a new, uncertain monarchy. After years in the shadows, Camilla slowly stepped into the light. What was once whispered in scandal became reality when Charles and Camilla wed. Decades later, she now stands as queen beside King Charles III. Yet no matter her crown, Camilla lives under a long shadow. For in every public appearance, in every headline, the name Diana still echoes. Camilla may be queen in title, but Diana remains queen in memory. One embraced through duty, the other immortalized through love. But history is not only written in books, it is written in faces, in gestures, in the spark of a child's eyes, and today that spark lives on in Princess Charlotte. When Charlotte tilts her head or flashes her playful grin, the world pauses, for in those moments, Diana's spirit seems to return. It is not just resemblance, it is essence, the mischief, the warmth, the unspoken bond with the people. And in this, Diana built her own power, not of armies or crowns, but of compassion, a power that threatened the old order and yet made her immortal in the eyes of her people. In the echoes of Diana, we hear many voices, rivalries and heartbreak, compassion and courage, tragedy and rebirth. From Camilla's crown to Charlotte's smile, Diana's presence still shapes the monarchy. But perhaps her greatest triumph is this: She is not trapped in the past. She is alive in the present, woven into her granddaughter's laughter, carried in the hearts of millions. Princess Diana may have left this world, but her legacy has not ended. It walks on. It waves. It smiles. It lives.